Hello everyone and welcome back to the MattVidPro AI YouTube channel. Today we've got some really nice coverage and useful tools in the AI audio generation world. So if you both want to stay up to date with audio generation AI and learn the current best method to create AI audio, this is definitely the video for you. Let's discuss the current best way to generate good AI music as well as sound. This just released yesterday and it's called Stable Audio made by Stability AI. This is the same company that released the AI art generator Stable Diffusion and later SDXL. So Stability AI is a big player, a big leader in the AI world. This is their first AI product for music and sound generation, and it's really being presented as something professional that you can use right out of the box. It doesn't need much tweaking. They're calling Stable Audio a first-of-its-kind product. There are definitely alternatives if pricing and other features don't work out, and we are going to discuss them later in the video. So I wouldn't really call it a first-of-its-kind product, but I will say, yes, it does use the latest generative AI techniques to deliver fast, higher quality music and sound effects through an easy-to-use web interface. So Stability AI is offering us a basic free version of Stable Audio, which is always nice to see, right? It's a little bit past a free trial, a freemium, if you will, and this can be used to generate and download tracks up to 45 seconds. That's a pretty long time, definitely useful for short-form content, let's say TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, if we're looking at this from a business perspective, or maybe even advertisements. And they've also got a Pro subscription which can go up to a minute and a half or 90-second tracks that are downloadable for commercial projects. This is starting to get into the YouTube sphere. It depends on the type of video that you're creating, but many YouTube videos definitely could utilize 90-second tracks. And again, this is the first release of this product. I think that we can expect, 5-minute tracks to come at some point in the future as they expand upon Stable Audio. Stability AI does have a history of improving their products quite drastically. Our hope is that Stable Audio will empower music enthusiasts and creative professionals to generate new content with the help of AI, and we look forward to the endless innovations it will inspire. That's a fair enough statement. Stable Audio is ideal for musicians seeking to create samples to use in their music, and that's actually a use case I did not think about, but the opportunities for creators are truly limitless. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of different use cases for this. Audio tracks are generated in response to descriptive text prompts that are supplied by the user, so this is text to music. Just like we call AI art text to image or AI video text to video, it's the same deal. Oh, and they actually give us a sample track to listen to. Let me put on my headphones. So skipping around, it is definitely quite consistent and very much usable. The audio is at 44.1 kilohertz. It's crystal clear audio. It's very high quality, at least in comparison to what we've seen for the most part in the past with AI music. We've also got a few more quick examples to peek at before we test this thing out and I teach you guys how to properly use it. Trance, Ibiza, Beach, Sun, 4 AM, Progressive, Synthesizer, 909, Dramatic Chords, Choir, Euphoric, Nostalgic, Dynamic, Flowing. That is absolutely so usable. I definitely would use something like that in a YouTube video. All right, now we're kind of going for meditation music, Scandinavian forest, drum machine, ethereal, natural. Okay. very much on the consistent side of things, very listenable. There's not a lot of distortion in the background. It's clear, it's professional. I am a fan thus far of this model. We've also got just a drum solo, no other prompt. This one you can tell it's a little AI generated. I think that's definitely still very much on the usable side of things. Now, just car passing by. Again, this thing can do sound effects, which you might be like, I don't really use sound effects that often, but in editing a lot of times, or maybe you make an animation and you need sound effects for that, well, you can just generate them all with this model. Not bad, but not nearly as good as the music, so it looks like the sound effects, maybe they're not as good. So Stable Audio is claiming here that they are the first music generation product that enables the creation of high-quality 44.1 kilohertz music. This is not necessarily true. While it does do that high quality, there is another product that we're going to discuss later in the video that was already doing it beforehand, and it is very good. The latent diffusion architecture uses audio conditioned on text metadata as well as audio file duration and start time, allowing for control over the content and length of the generated audio. And yeah, they have a link to more research if you're further interested. So let's get into the tutorial side of things. So here on the Stable Audio website linked down below, I'm going to go ahead and click this generate music button in the blue, and now we are provided with this interface after we log in. So in this text box right here where it says text prompt, this is where you're going to type in your words that are going to turn into music. So we'll do something pretty simple here. We'll do 16-bit video game music, and then we'll say boss battle. Your prompts don't need to be that long, but essentially anything you really want to appear in your audio, you should specify in the prompt. So if I want to say epic mood, or a specific BPM, like 140 BPM. Now, below this, we have the model, and for now, for the time being, there's only one, Stable Audio AudioSparks V1. This is probably going to change in the future with newer models and different kinds of models appearing. They also have duration here, so you can have a specific duration of music you want to generate, anywhere from 0 seconds all the way up to 90. So for now, we'll just stick it at 45, which is the limit for the free plan. And we'll talk about plans in a minute, but next we just click this little arrow button, and it begins to generate our high quality usable music. And I'm really praying that the servers aren't too overloaded and that this works for me today, because this just came out and they were having some major server issues yesterday. Oh, would you look at that? It actually generated this time and it didn't take too long at all. Definitely under a minute, probably even under 30 seconds. Let's take a listen. Definitely an epic mood, 100% 16-bit video game music in a boss battle. However, I think I want to build upon this a little bit more. But for a second here, just for tutorial's sake, if this is something I would like to download, I can literally download it just with this little button here, and it will download the high quality audio, and you can also rate them. So I'll say this one was bad because it wasn't really perfect, and I want to build upon it. So let's get rid of the 16-bit. I think that might be causing some problems. We'll just say video game music, boss battle, epic mood. And instead of saying 16-bit, we'll just say retro style. It's a little bit more of a vague word, gives the AI more creative room to play around. And, you know, because this is just a tutorial, I'm going to lower it down to about 20 seconds and hit the play button here, to the generate button. Obviously, the less seconds your audio is, the faster it's going to generate. Oh, and right down here, all of your previously created tracks are stored in your account. All right, let's see if this is any closer to what I was imagining. Wow. Now that is something that I would download. As you can see, this thing can get very good. It can get very specific. The music there is nice and high quality and clear. By the way, without Pro, you only get MP3, which is still good, but WAV is better. Now, if I was a musical artist actually creating video game music, this would be an incredible inspiration tool because it can just generate these little 20, 15-second snippets and figure out kind of the mood and the style that I want to create. And then I could actually go over to my legit musical tools and build off of that. So it's a fantastic creative tool. Now, if I'm a YouTuber, for example, which some of you may be, maybe I want some background music, light-hearted, inspiring. And you know what? I'm gonna get a little crazy here and just toss Mario Kart in the background because I've learned that Mario Kart makes great background music for a lot of things. Let's just say Mario Kart style. And we don't want it to be too fast-paced, so I'm just gonna go with like 100 BPM and see what happens. I do recommend keeping the same prompt and removing words, adding words. This is going to help you figure out what works best in the model. Oh, and by the way, with each new account, you get about 20 free generations. So as you can see, we're down to 17. Let's take a listen to our YouTube background music. Definitely a lot of Mario Kart influence. I don't think that's bad though. I think that is useful in some YouTube scenarios. I think the Mario Kart style is a little bit too far. So again, that's why we experiment with these things. Mario Kart style was just a bit too much. Again, let's try the retro game style. That actually might make for better background music. I recommend just doing the maximum 45-second generations. While they do take a little bit longer, you get more song for each prompt, and especially we have limited prompts here. Is this better YouTube music? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Of course, you're gonna have a specific thing in mind. So we're gonna do a hip-hop, trap, rap beat, but it's gonna be orchestral. And you know what? It's jazzy too. Why not? This thing is pretty decent at mixing those styles together. It's something that it's learned in its AI model training, and one of the many advantages to AI music models. Now that is very much close to being perfect, I would say. However, there's a little bit of that AI weirdness going on, but we're pushing it to its limits, saying, you know, hip-hop, rap, and orchestral at the same time. So you gotta know there are some limitations with this AI, and the more simple and normal, quote-unquote, your prompts are, probably the better results you're gonna get. That, however, was still really cool and mighty impressive. I will say, I've seen a ton of music models. This is among the best, and definitely the easiest to use by far. That's why I'm kind of recommending it as the model to use right now if you want to create music for professional, real-life use cases. Alright, sound effect time with this prompt. I'm trying to see if it can generate things in sequence. So, screeching tires, followed by a car crash, then followed by someone falling down the stairs. I will be very impressed if it's able to do this. And I don't think that'll take too long, so we'll put that down to like 22 seconds. Definitely sound effects are being created, but I'm not sure what kind. I mean, it just sounds like the pits of the underworld have opened up. Speaking of, what does that sound like? let's go ahead and talk about the plans. Like I said, you do get 20 monthly track generations, which is good. If you want to keep things free, I definitely have alternatives that are still very much good that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but up to 45 seconds and no true commercial use with the free mode. It's just kind of to test it out. Then you move into the professional plan here, which is $12 a month, a lot cheaper than ChatGPT Plus or something, but you get 500 track generations a month, which is quite a lot. I think that's a decent amount in terms of professional use. Definitely would be enough for like a YouTube channel or something, and you get commercial use license. And finally, if you are a bigger company and you want to really, truly, seriously use this thing, you can do a custom amount of money per month and custom track generations per month and custom track duration. So potentially, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, who knows? Hopefully they're going to unlock past 90 seconds soon in the future. I mean, at least 3 minutes is what I would be looking for. You can expect these to upgrade and change over time. Anyways, it's simple pricing. It's pretty fair, I would say, especially if you're really planning to use this to make money. And I think 20 a month is enough to play around and have some fun with it for sure, especially because nothing's really stopping you from just using another Google account to sign in. So now that we've got stable audio all figured out, let's talk about the alternatives. So the first alternative we are going to talk about is Music Gen by Facebook. This is completely free to generate with here on Hugging Face, although it might take a little bit longer, and as you can see, it's not nearly as professional. But this model is simple and controllable. Maybe the quality isn't as good as what we just experienced, but it still can create usable tracks. And also, this one is open source, meaning people can modify and redistribute it, which is much better for the AI community, and also means it's free. So let's try, video game music again. Oh, by the way, you can drop files in and do like a music to music generation. As you can see, very much high quality generation still. It's not like it's super subpar. I would consider that usable in a video game. I think this is also very good for beginners if they've never used AI generated music before, to kind of learn how to prompt them before jumping into something like stable audio. We'll do some orchestra music. Let's take a listen. Pretty good quality. You can see it's not exactly on par with stable audio, but definitely a great free alternative. So now I'd like to mention Jen-1. This is more of a research paper than a model you can actually go out and use today, but rumor on the street is that this will be releasing soon. We don't know in what form though. And this might actually be better than stable audio, which we just heard. This also generates very high quality, high fidelity music, so I think this one's actually 48 kilohertz, even better than stable audio. It just produces insanely realistic music. Take a listen. So this one should also be capable of longer generations as well. This is lo-fi. Oh, and did I mention that this one is stereo as well, which is like crazy stuff, right? This is a very, very good model, and I hope it releases soon because it's going to be crazy good competition to stable audio. So yes, keep a lookout for Jen-1, and I will definitely make a video if this becomes an app you can use, so get subscribed. This is why you watch the channel though. I keep you up to date and in the loop with everything going on in this space, so you're not left out. Next up, I'd like to talk about Suno AI as an alternative. This is very much different from what we just tested out. You have to use this in a beta on Discord, similar to Midjourney, so you can only generate in that server. I'm not going to go into a full tutorial on that because I already covered that in another video, which is linked down below. So this not only generates background audio similar to Music Gen, but it also makes the lyrics too. You can type any lyrics you want into this thing and it will put it to that specific style you also requested. Take a listen to some country.
Oh, you made me happy. This you can bet. You stood right beside me, yeah. And I won't forget. And I really love you. You should know I wanna make sure I'm right, girl, before I let go. Now we've had a good time. It's not the same. We're hurting each other, girl. It's a shame. I won't be foolish. No, no.
So this is the other side of things in the music generation sphere, where we actually get real lyrics, like the full song is being generated, not just things to add on to your existing projects. So this is a little bit different, not really an alternative, but something that you definitely should be aware of and is so much fun to mess around with. It's also free to try out on the Discord server. You get a limited amount of monthly generations. I mean, it's just super fun.
The AI with the flow from Orinoco got ridiculous mojo. I make audio so loco, so go into the Discord server, generate with fervor, and Jimbo make some tunes you ain't ever heard of. I'm Mark, the audio AI with the also mellifluous vocals, my parameters, so go pro bono. Discord bottle with the know-how of a pro. GPT on the mic, spitting tokens for show.
The amount of impressiveness with this thing just goes on, so super highly recommend this. Alright, so that's a general tutorial and overview of how to use AI-generated audio for your next project. We looked at a lot of different stuff. There's a lot of great alternatives to paid things. There's also a lot of great other kinds of music generators out there that you might have not even known existed. Everything will be linked down in the description below, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please click that subscribe button and also check out my Discord server and Twitter. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.